Hi, it's Lisa Loring again. Um, a I did this the other day, so I'm considering whether I want to do these live or not. But I guess it doesn't really matter because, like I said, I'm not going to go back and edit them no matter what. So I journal, and I think I said this earlier. I journal on the cards a little bit, and I've been trying to get a little more concise, which I'm doing. I haven't done numerology on the cards, but two other cards that I had pulled out before I pulled up the Ready, Set, Go card, which is a huge energy that we're feeling today, was the Windfall card from this is actually, what is this one? The Butterfly for Life Changes deck, again by Doreen Virtue. I had pulled these other cards, and one was Windfall. I hope you can see that, and the healthcare change. And one of the messages of the Windfall cards is actually about like conserving your energy, and healthcare change is also that. It's like, again, this continues to come up. And as I was journaling and meditating a little further on the cards that we got today, which again were the Empress card came up first, okay, and then the Queen of Swords. We have the High Priestess card come out, and the Ten of Cups. And if you want to see the live pull of this, go back and look at that other video. Other cards that came out, the bottom of the deck was actually the King of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Swords. And even the Moon card is under there. So those are interesting as well. And when you consider the whole thing. And other cards that came out were the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. I don't know which ones came out first. They kind of all came out in a jumble. But it's really interesting because there's obviously a tremendous amount of opportunity here. And one of the huge themes of the week has been about what we can set down in order to, what we can actually free up our arms for. The Ten of Wands came up a lot this week, and the Two of Swords. And those cards are definitely, they spoke to me as the week has progressed about needing to like let things go. Because what can we actually open our arms for in order to pick up the responsibilities that we have in our lives, to pick up this new opportunity to move forward in life? Because if we keep holding on to stuff, which is again this Five of Cups, energy, we can't pick up the opportunity and move forward, right? But the Five of Cups energy was also interesting. I'm also looking at this a little differently. And so anyway, so I'm going to go back. I kind of feel like we almost are like a kid in a candy store. We've got this new mood happening tomorrow, and we have so many things that we want to do. We really want to get going. And we, again, can't do, we can pick a lot up, but we can't pick it all up. And we need to be judicious about that, which I think is where the Queen of Swords comes in. We've got to use our smarts, right? We've got to use our smarts to figure out, like, what is it that's actually worth it, right? We need to actually dive into the subconscious to, like, figure out what our motivations are as well behind that. And so the Queen of Swords here with the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I think is an interesting pairing, because the Queen of Swords is asking us to use our smarts to create something beautiful out of the plethora that's in front of us right now. The King of Swords, the King of Cups, excuse me, also comes in. It's not only like using our brains, but it's like gaining mastery over our emotions. So we're actually pairing our hearts and our minds. And this is also very much the divine masculine and divine feminine energy coming in and blending themselves super well, especially with the Queen of Swords. She really kind of embodies both. But in the Shadowscapes Tarot, these are drawn so beautifully and have such a feminine touch to them that I think, she has definitely a more of a feminine bent to her. But there's so many cups here. There's obviously a tremendous amount of desire and want to move forward. There's so many things that we want to do, and we just feel super creative. But we have to definitely let some things go. We have to start making some decisions on things. And that's where the Seven of Cups and the Five of Cups come in. And we might be looking at things that actually, like, don't serve us. But I really do see the Five of Cups here as a woman who's waiting for her ship to come in. And I almost see like there's kind of a ship like thing in the background now. Or is that a person in the water? No, she might be waiting for a person. She might be preparing herself for that person to come in, her partners in work. It doesn't have to be a love thing. And but we do need to take some time to rest because otherwise we're not going to be able to sustain this. And that's the thing that's really coming up for me is how can we do this in a way that's sustainable? And when we are able to sustain, then we are able to make the dream. We have the stamina, which is another thing that the King of Cups represents. The King of Cups represents a stamina, an emotional stamina that we've cultivated. And this seahorse is another representation of that. The seahorse actually holds the young before they're born in his pouch so his mate can create more eggs. So this is like that sustainability piece coming up. How do we continue to make the ocean? The ocean is self-sustaining, right? He's at the bottom of the deck because if we don't, we're going to end up 10 of swords. We're going to end up not being able to do a damn thing, right? We're going to get impaled. We're going to get so overwhelmed and we're going to have to retreat, regroup. We're going to feel defensive. There's the 7 of Wands card. And again, we're going to have to retreat, regroup, like reconsider, like come back to the 4 of Swords, and the Moon card. And so that's just some of the things I came up with a little later. I'll journal on those. And if you're interested, comment if you have any comments, any questions. And I journaled on this and I'll do a whole write-up. If you want one of those, just let me know. So I'm going to put my email in the comments. Thanks.